I lost a lot of money. Why am I laying on the ground to try to feel alive again after losing so much money? I'm just kidding. But for real, I got absolutely torched. You guys are probably gonna love it because you like watching me get destroyed. Pause. Let's just get right into it. Welcome to one of the most painful days of my entire life. Luckily for you guys, it's all on camera, every move I made documented, and you guys get to feel the pain without actually losing thousands and thousands of dollars yourself. So we start the day actually in a good fashion. We 3-bet pocket 10s, get a call, c-bet on a 4-4-6 board, take it down. We call an open with king jack suited. We flop top pair, our opponent c-bets 55, we make the call. To a turn, he now checks, we decide to bet here for 110, he makes the call, and on the river he checks again, we bet 250, and he folds, so we take down this pot, and then we put in a massive 3-bet squeeze with ace-queen offsuit and take it down, so we actually start this day up around $650. So how did this day turn to absolute shit? You guys are about to find out very shortly. Let's get into it. What a better way to start this absolute shit show than with this great hand, right? Ace queen offsuit. Oh, I hate this hand so much that I don't even want to say ace king. My mind just made me say ace queen. There's a $25 straddle on. The button min opens to 50. Usually it's 3x. I don't know if he saw the straddle. I don't know what's going on, but we're putting in that 3-bet from the small blind. I make it 200 even, and he pretty quickly makes the call. So we're going heads up to a board of queen 4 deuce. Doesn't get any drier than that. So we decide to c-bet, blocking all of the best queens. Pretty easy c-bet here. I make it 150, and my opponent makes the call. So let's see what the turn brings. The turn is the 6 of hearts. I have learned after the fact that this is a pure check on the turn here, probably just giving up. But in the moment, I thought, like I said, we have all the strongest queens. We should pretty easily be able to barrel and take this one down. So I make it $350. And now my opponent gives it some thought, cuts out some chips, and decides to raise to $900. Sucks that we can't call because I don't think he's got any strong hands. I don't know what type of hand he has here. Shouldn't really have pocket 2s, shouldn't really have pocket 4s, shouldn't have any like 2 pairs here. I'm just absolutely mind blown. I guess if he's super wide, he could have 3-5 suited, but I don't know, just gonna have to fold, and there goes all of our profit for the day already. All right, good thing is one singular orbit later, we are in the exact same position against the exact same opponent, and we can get some revenge. This time, the straddle's on as well, and he opens to $75. Guess he figured out that the last time he min raised, but anyways, coming in for that 3-bet, if ace king didn't work, maybe ace queen will. We make it $325. Gonna go a bit bigger out of position opposed to in position, but folds back to him, and once again, he pretty quickly makes the call. I guess he's just out for me today. So we're going heads up to a board of queen 10-10. We finally hit something. Maybe we can play this guy, get him to go crazy, and get some money. Thought about checking to protect our checking range here to have some stronger hands and not just air, but if I'm going to also bet with air, I could also bet with top pair, top kicker. So I bet $175, and after some thought, my opponent makes the call once again, so things are looking up until the turn is the Jack of Spades, probably one of the worst cards in the deck. And I think about this for quite some time and decide to check it over to my opponent. Not that I think that I'm beat at the moment, but just not a good card for me. Could definitely give him some rope to bet, and it seems like that's exactly what happens. We get our opponent to put some chips in the middle, and he puts all of them in the middle. He goes all in for $1,300. And I mean, this is what I wanted. I wanted to give him some rope, just like he did in the hand prior. I mean, he's just an aggressive opponent. Got to put in the chips, got to take a stand sometimes, so I decided to put in the snap call. My opponent says, you want to go once or twice? I say, I guess let's just go one time. The river comes, and my opponent shows Jack 10 suited. So just like that, we go from up $600 to down $2,000 in two hands against the same opponent. All right, gotta just take a deep breath, put $2,000 back on the table, and get on with the next hand. And what a better hand to bring us out of the depths than pocket aces. The $25 straddle is on. We open it up to $75. The small blind cold calls 75, which is kind of alarming, but the straddle calls as well. So we're going 3 ways to a board of 6, 8, 9. Probably one of the last boards that I want to see. Just absolutely smashes the small blind and the straddle range. And even worse when the small blind now leads out for $225. Okay, the straddle folds, and when it's back on me, this type of player is not really one that's going to be too thinky about the game, if that makes sense. I don't know if I just coined a new phrase, too thinky, but he's not really going to be one that's like, okay, this board is much better for me out of the small blind, so I'm just going to donk out and, just try to triple barrel here and get him off any of his ace king or his over pairs. He's just one that's like, if I got a good hand, I'm going to bet it, and if I don't, I'm just going to check and give up. So it was very alarming to see this donk out, and I think you at the least have to call one here, evaluate what he does on the turn. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to put in the call, and the turn is the 4 of clubs, which brings in a club flush draw, and now my opponent pretty quickly fires out for $500. And call me crazy, but I think here is where you have to make an exploitative, insane fold. And like I said, it's very player dependent. It's just the fact that this board is 10 times better for him. We're only going to have invested $300 into this hand instead of risking our entire stack, thinking he's probably going to jam all in on the river. I don't know why he would just give up on the river. So it seems extremely nitty to fold pocket aces here, but I think if you want to be a winning player and you want to be someone who's going to consistently win week in and week out, this just has to be a fold. You can pick better spots. And I think it's actually been one of my strengths as a quote-unquote professional poker player. You guys see it in my vlogs, and I've said it, countless times that I just pick my spots the right way. Sometimes you got to make a nitty fold, and it's all right. You'll get over it. You'll get into a better spot later in the night. But lucky for you guys, that is not what I did. I decided to put in the call, and this is just coming from a viewer perspective. I watch vlogs as well. I always want to see the end result, and the end result is coming. Trust me. So we're going to a river, which is the deuce of hearts. A really good run out if I was deciding to just absolutely call down and hope that he's just turning like 6-7, 8-7 into a bluff. And that's what my opponent does. He goes all in, and we just rebought for $2,000, so he covers me. It's my full $2,000. If I make this call and I'm wrong, I will quickly go from up $600 to down $4,000 in the span of 3 hands. Not your ideal situation, but like I said, should definitely have folded on the turn. Could crazily even maybe fold on the flop. Should definitely be folding now. How many people do you know go through with triple barrel airball bluffs? Not that many people. So I should fold. What do? I stick in the call, and my opponent shows 5-7 suited for the straight. Maybe slight tilt coming in from the ace-queen hand, wanting to just get unstuck and back to even in one single hand, but you gotta zoom out. You gotta realize this is not a bluff. Fold the turn. If you call the turn, fold the river, but that's not what I do. We're now down quickly $4,000 in this game. This is quickly becoming a nightmare. Let's head to the next hand. All right, revenge time. Playing against the same opponent from the ace-king and the ace-queen hand. He opens it up to $60. I 3-bet him next to act to 175. I'm in the hijack, he's in the low jack, and again, he makes the call. He's just never folding to me at all. So let's see if we can flop something. And we do! We flop bottom pair. 10-5 deuce rainbow. He checks. We are just going to check this one, not going to c-bet every single board. The turn comes the 6 of clubs, which gives us a club draw. Not too bad. When he checks, I still think that this is just not a great board for me. Definitely probably a better board for him. So I decided to check it back once more. And the river does improve us, not to a flush, but to 2 pair. Pretty good spot here. He checks. I want to make it look pretty bluffy. I mean, it's going to look like we're just betting the ace, but I decided to bet a little bit over pot here for $400. Hopefully I could get a loose call out of my opponent. Maybe I could get him to do something absolutely crazy. And it appears that's what's happening. My opponent cuts out chips and raises to $1,500. Okay, what is he raising here? I mean, the only hand I'm thinking is if he flopped a set, turned a set, or he has something like ace 10 suited, ace 6 suited, ace 5 suited. I don't really know. I just don't think I can fold to this opponent. Obviously, the last time he raised or, did this crazy big overbet, he had the nuts with Jack 10, but he raised me earlier when I had ace king. Does he have it every single time? I don't think so. I decided to put in the call, and my opponent shows pocket tens. I wanted to flip the table over. What the F? This guy comes in and he makes a hand on me every single time. Not only that, but he gets no value, none, zero. If that river is not an ace or a deuce, we get away with nothing. 175 invested, but now it's an extra 1,500. Why is just all my bad luck coming down in one session? Like, just avoid that river and we don't lose any more money. Oh my God, but we gotta just take a deep breath, just whatever, just on to the next hand. We're going to play good poker for the rest of the night, make it back. It's all good. It's on to the next hand. Alrighty, we look down at the good old King 8 suited. When you're down $6,000, King 8 suited is a great hand, let me tell you. But there's a $25 straddle, one limp. We decide to open to $100 in middle position. And the cutoff says, up yours, sir. 3-bets us to $325. Gets back to us. Like I said, this is a premium holding right now. This is the 1,000,000% wrong decision, but I make the call. And we go heads up to a board of 6-3 deuce, 1 diamond, 2 hearts. I check, going to snap fold when he even puts $5 in the middle, but he checks back, and the turn is the 3 of diamonds. Okay. Well, sir, if you've played this trap on me and you've got aces or kings, congrats, you're getting more of my money. I've got about $1,000 and there's about $800 in the middle. I decide to go all in, and my opponent snap calls. No, I'm just kidding. He snap folds. We actually win one singular pot today. We take it down. Let's head to the next one. All right, well, you did us good already, my trusty steed, King 8 of diamonds. Might as well get in the mix again. As you see, the cards are out there, and there's quite a pile of chips in the middle, so let me just recap the action. We are in the big blind. The $25 straddle is on. The button opens it up to $100. The small blind calls $100, and I decide, you know what, this is a pretty good spot to just go after it. I think the button's opening wide. I think the small blind's calling too wide. So let's put in a massive 3-bet and take this bad boy down. I make it $550. I went 4x plus the caller. We're out of position. And I'm thinking I just have to get through the button. If he folds, there's no way the small blind's calling, especially out of position. I don't have much money behind. It's just not worth it. And that's what happened. The button folds, but the small blind thinks for quite a long time and makes the call. Okay. The small blind is a vlog watcher, Josh, and he's come to quite a few of these games. Maybe he feels bad that I'm down $6,000 and just wants to get in the mix, but nonetheless, we flop a king, King 9-3 rainbow, and now we've got a pretty interesting spot. There's over $1,100 in the middle. There's actually like $1,200 in the middle, and I've only got about $1,200 behind, so it'll be a pretty easy spot to get the money in. I think this should be a 2-street hand, so probably should check or just bet small here and then check the turn. So that's the route that I go. I decided to bet $250, 25% pot, and my opponent pretty quickly makes the call. Going to a turn, which is an absolute brick, a deuce. And here's where things go a little haywire. Like I said, I think this should be a 2-street hand, and when we have the top pair here and our opponent calls, we're either going to be way ahead or way behind. There's really not going to be any cards we don't want to see on the turn, obviously besides an ace, but I mean, what aces is he going to have besides ace king? So, it's fine. We can see any river, give our opponents a chance to bluff at this. But also, on the other hand, you got to keep in mind, I'm down $6,000. It very easily could seem like I'm just trying to make a play here. And he might hero call us down with pocket sevens, pocket eights, pocket tens, pocket jacks, if he somehow was trapping with pocket queens. So I do decide to go all in, and we get snap called. Absolutely snap called. There's zero chance that we are good. He says we can do whatever you want, and like I said, I know I'm basically fucked, so I say we can go twice. We run both runouts. I don't improve, and my opponent shows pocket nines. Make that now 3 times that our opponents have flopped sets on us today. Listen, say what you want. I like my play. If this board is any combination that does not include a 9, my opponent is folding, and we pick up over $700 uncontested. Damn you, Josh. But, no, it's all right. It's a good play. It's all right. But now we reach in our pocket, and we are down $8,000. Are we going home? No, baby. We are no quitter. We are reloading. Give us another 2K dealer. Let's play some more poker. I'm losing my mind. All right, what a better hand to get it back than the parking lot hand. Actually, I hope this hand sends us straight to the parking lot. I mean, maybe I'll just dive right into the parking lot face first. How about that? But the $25 straddles on. We're first to act. We open it up to 75. The player to my direct left calls. The big blind calls and the straddle calls. So none of these people should have a strong range. I should be good. I should have the best hand. All we need is to flop pretty good. And we do. Queen 3-4 with 2 hearts. Okay, this is a pretty good start. Poker gods, what are you going to do to me on this one? Checks to me. I bet $175. And the player to my left cuts out chips, but no calling chips, raising chips, $625. What is going on? Can I ever just win a pot? I don't even care if everyone folds. Just give me the chips. Stop doing this. Stop making every decision so gut-wrenchingly hard today. It folds back to me. Like I said, started with 2K. That's all we've had today. Haven't really gone much more than that. Just down and then back to 2K. Down and then back to 2K. But I'm losing my mind. Anyways, I'm completely forgetting that for this buy-in, for some reason, I decided to do 3K instead of 2K. I guess I decided can't make more money if you don't got more money in front of you. So that's just awesome. Definitely could go all in. He's probably got some sort of flush draw, but I think he's going to fold, actually, if we jam, because he knows that I've got a good hand, and he doesn't really have the correct price to be calling for his flush draw. So I decided to just put in the call. Going to a turn, which is a 4. This is good. Reduces the chances that he has pocket 4s. Is he going to call pocket 3s next to act? I don't think so. How can we be losing this hand? Queen 4-4-3. We have ace queen. How on God's green earth could we be losing this hand? I check. We'll give some rope to him. Maybe he'll bluff. He does. He bets $625. Things are looking up. There's absolutely no way that these chips are not coming towards me after this pot, right? We just have to fade a heart. Maybe we could see a queen. That would be pretty cool, huh? No, it's a 7. Makes things even harder. If he has 5-6 as a bluff, like 5-6 of hearts, he's now winning. That would just cap off my night, wouldn't it? I check. He puts me all in for my last, like, 1,500. I think I had a little bit more than 2,000. I don't even know what's going on. I call. He's got 4-6 of hearts. Great hand, sir. You are so much better than me at poker. Let me tell you. Wish I could do that. Just raise with a pair of flush draw and just get there right on the turn, and like not only get there on the turn with a heart, like get there on the turn so unsuspectingly that there's just like no possible way I could get away from the hand. I mean, guess you had some. You know what? I love pain. I love torturing myself because this hand should have sent me so far deep into the parking lot, but it didn't. I got back in the mix. There's more hands to come on this vlog. This is somehow not the last hand on the vlog. What the fuck is wrong with me? All right, now we're in the $25 straddle. The guy to my left puts on the $50 straddle. The button opens to $200. We've got ace jack offsuit. Surely, we've been getting wrecked all night. A 3-bet will have some respect, right? Like, oh, there's no way he's doing the super light. He's already down like $10,000, right? So I make it $550. I think it's a good spot to assert some dominance, pick up some chips pre-flop, right? Gets back to the button, and he decides a 4-bet to 1,300 sounds much better. I throw my cards in the muck and decide I'm fucking done. Alright, well, some immediate first thoughts is this absolutely blows. This is the side of poker that you guys don't see after the vlog, the real human interaction, the fact that I now have to sit in my brain with the fact that I literally just lost $11,000. Like, that is half of some people's yearly salary. The takeaway, I guess, is I know where I went wrong. I know that in some hands I just ran bad, and in other hands I actually played really bad. Not a good feeling at all. It's tough. You guys know I always am like very real with you guys and emotional, and it's gonna be tough to sit with this one, but I gotta remember that it's all part of the process, it's all part of the plan. Everybody's like, oh, God has nothing to do with gambling. You know, God has made me into the man I am today, where I can be at peace and at ease with everything that comes to me. I know it's all part of the plan, all part of the process. But yeah, this is the brutal, real side of poker, professional poker, playing poker for a living. It's not like, oh, it's okay, I still have my salary, my job salary, because I don't. So it's definitely tough. But you guys know I never fabricate things. I tell it how it is. I definitely should have folded some hands, shouldn't have been in some hands, but that's how it goes. And if you guys want to support me, help me out in any way, like, comment, leave comments, share the vlog. But no, I thank you guys so much for all the support, all the love. We're gonna rally, we're gonna get it back. And yeah, it's tough. It's not easy to sit here with a smile. It's probably gonna hurt tomorrow, but that's that. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me and being here with me through it all. There's gonna be plenty more of these days out there, and it's all just a little bump in the road. You gotta sometimes just zoom out. And like my coach texted me, said, you know, you get to play this silly little card game for a living, so can't be too mad at the end of the day.